Okay, we're getting a head start on award season this year.
Yep, 2023.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Tom.
And this is Spooky Baby's First Watch List, the podcast that is getting ideas for our son's first birthday presents as we speak.
Yes, yes.
Today's movie is obviously M3GAN, the 2022/2023, it's complicated,
Yeah.
horror classic.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so directed by Gerard. Oh, shoot. I think I got his name wrong here. Is it Jonestown?
I don't know.
Like the massacre?
Oh my God.
He's best known for M3GAN. So he directed it.
Most people who directed M3GAN would be best known for M3GAN.
Yeah. It says Johnstown. I don't think it's Johnstown.
John
Johnstone.
Stone.
Thank you. And M3GAN was written by Akilah Cooper, who also wrote *Malignant* and *The Nun* 2. So like a horror queen.
Well, James Wan was a producer on this. And
I'm not done.
Okay. Well, he was also involved in *Malignant*.
The story was by Cooper as well as James Wan, big horror guy.
Known from what? What was his first movie?
He did a lot of the Saw stuff.
He created Saw. Yeah.
And then he did the Insidious series too.
And he directed Furious 7.
Oh.
And Aquaman, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Wan produced the movie with Jason Blum. So Blumhouse Productions, they're really popular for big horror movies. They did the whole Paranormal Activity series, the Insidious series, the Purge series. The Purge rocks, first of all. I saw the first two. They're both really good. Isn't Ethan Hawke in the first one?
I think so, yeah.
Love it. And Blum, Jason Blum, not our dentist, who's Dr. Blum.
Shout out Dr. Blum. I didn't think we'd get more than 2 minutes into this episode without a Dr. Blum shout out, so I'm glad we got it.
So Jason Blum does his own stuff too. Like he produced, this is kind of crazy. So he produced Whiplash, Black Klansman, The Gift, Split, Get Out, Us, The Invisible Man, Black Phone, which just came out, another Ethan Hawke one. And he also has an Emmy for producing The Jinx, which I just recommended to somebody to watch.
My dad.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love The Jinx. Bye-bye. Do you know?
If you know, you know, I guess.
Did you watch The Jinx?
No, we've talked about this a million times.
Okay, but you watched Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
I did.
Where Fred Armisen plays Bobby Durst.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. So if you haven't watched The Jinx, it's 6 episodes. Just watch it. It's so good. True crime docuseries about Robert Durst, who I think died. Did he die?
No. That's Robert Blake died.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They kind of look similar, actually.
Robert Durst, I think, is still alive.
He's in prison, though.
No, he died, too.
He died.
You're right. Good call. Good
call. Well, I know my stuff.
R.I.P. Bozo.
So it's actually really good. And Jason Blum executive produced it.
He died in January 2022.
Oh, wow. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Anyway, a lot of the other people involved in the movie M3GAN do not have Wikipedia pages.
Yeah, not yet.
For example, editor Jeff McAvoy, cinematographer Peter McCaffrey. We got a lot of Irishmen here. And music guy, what do you say?
Composer?
It just says music by blah, blah, blah.
Probably composer, unless it's like somebody who compiles a soundtrack.
Well, it's by...
There's original songs in this.
Yeah, that's true.
So I would say composer for sure.
Anthony Willis. M3GAN stars horror queen Allison Williams. I think she's earned that.
I was going to ask you later. I didn't have it written as a question, but like, what makes her such a good horror person?
We'll talk about it later. Good horror stuff. Child actress and member of child actor family Violet McGraw. So this is kind of crazy. Go to her wiki page, Tom, and you'll see she has like 3 siblings, and all 4 of them are in movies and stuff. It's like weird.
Madeline McGraw, Jack McGraw, and Aiden McGraw.
Yeah. So Violet, she was also
April,
in...
Can we not?
She was also in Haunting of Hill House.
Okay.
Which is a horror
I watched the other Mike Flanagan stuff, but not that one.
Okay.
I watched Midnight Mass.
Yeah.
And he's doing a Dark Tower series also.
Haven't we had enough?
No, there was one movie. And it was bad.
I feel like it's forever.
They tried to combine 8 books into one movie, or 7 books into one movie.
It's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Violet McGraw star of M3GAN, also was in the show Love on Netflix. I think it was Netflix.
Yes.
And she was in Ready Player One too.
Okay.
And then again, Haunting of Hill House, and now M3GAN, and she's 12.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild. And so yeah, her siblings are all very like successful actors. So Jack McGraw was in The Good Dinosaur.
Okay.
Aiden McGraw was in American Sniper. And Madeline McGraw.
Was he the baby in American Sniper?
Yeah, right. The baby doll. And Madeline McGraw was in The Black Phone.
Madeline McGraw was also in Toy Story 4, Cars 3, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Mitchell's versus the Machines.
Like, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And all these people are so young.
And 14 episodes of a show called Outcast, which...
Oh, okay.
Sure. Oh, by Robert Kirkman, who did like Walking Dead and Invincible and that stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And it also stars, M3GAN also stars comedian Ronnie Chang, who is a correspondent on The Daily Show.
He's great in this.
He's the boss.
He's funny.
He is funny. The original idea for M3GAN was to take the killer doll idea a la Annabelle, which James Wan also directed, and to add in the technology element.
Yeah.
Plus some dark humor. And that's why they picked the director, who also, I think he did a movie called Housebound, which was...
Homeward Bound?
No, it's not that. It was a girl who was on house arrest and in a haunted house or something.
Oh, okay. That's
which
interesting.
is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Filming took place. This was also, I thought, an interesting fact. I got so much more from the M3GAN Wikipedia page than I expected. Filming took place in Los Angeles, California, as well as in Auckland, New Zealand. So they filmed in Auckland to give M3GAN a Denver, Colorado feel.
Probably cheaper.
Oh, I'm sure way cheaper. And they managed to get it in the filming like right before lockdowns, apparently. Okay. So that's cool. I think it was like a secondary lockdown, like not the original one.
I was going to say that, but that's years ago.
Yeah. So I'm going to wait a second because this next part, you're letting AP out. The next part has something that you might like in it. So, Adrian Morat and Kathy C created a M3GAN puppet for close-ups. Adrian Moreau, he just recently won an Oscar. He won. Yeah.
Really, for makeup?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Charlie.
Oh my God.
Shout out Charlie.
So again, once again, we liked The Whale way more than a lot of people liked it, I think.
I understand the criticisms of it. Like, yeah. I don't like, I get like.
You're not a whale stan.
No.
Yeah.
But I thought that there was more under it than most people.
I agree with you. I actually enjoyed it. But I also really loved The Wrestler. Like, The Wrestler is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, but Black Swan is not one of your favorite movies.
No, it's not.
And they're all obviously the same director.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just going to say Adrian Brody. Why would Adrian Brody be the director?
I don't know. You tell me.
Who's the director again?
Darren Aronofsky.
That's it. Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't know either.
Weird.
Adrian Brody's in none of those movies.
I think it's because the guy's name is Adrian Moreau.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Whatever.
Maybe.
Okay.
This is good stuff right now.
Again, sorry. So they created the M3GAN puppet for close-ups and like face.
Yeah.
Like when it showed M3GAN's face. There was also a stunt animatronic M3GAN.
For like the TikTok dance?
No. Because there was also
a
movement M3GAN who was played by actress and dancer Amy Donald.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly what maybe, do you know what I'm thinking? Like maybe when like Allison Williams opens the door and like the cops there and then they turn around and M3GAN's in like the corner and M3GAN's like,
yeah,
like that probably is it. The voice of M3GAN was done by actress Jenna Davis. So there was just like so many M3GANs.
Yeah.
And the M3GAN design, do you want to guess where the inspiration came from? For the design of M3GAN and who M3GAN looked like and general vibe.
I read it. I can't remember. Who is it?
So general gist was 1950s icons like Grace Kelly
with the hair
and Audrey Hepburn. Yes.
Yeah.
With like the classiness and the outfit, and the hair was 1970s Peggy Lipton from the Mod Squad inspired.
Never mind. This was not. I didn't read this.
Yes, this is what I got from my very reputable source.
Wikipedia.com.
.com.
Yeah.
So,
.org.
Is it .org?
Yeah.
even fancier. M3GAN premiered in This is why it's complicated on the year. M3GAN premiered in LA in December 2022, but was released
Oscar
to the
season.
public the following month.
Yeah.
So would she still be eligible for this upcoming Oscars?
No, probably not.
That's not fair. I disagree. Also, I don't know if I agree with you, because what if someone wants to win?
What are you talking about?
What if they want to win?
A lot of people want to win.
But M3GAN needs to win. Okay.
I don't have an answer for you. I'm not a representative of the Academy yet.
Maybe M3GAN probably is, actually. At an incredible 102 minutes, the PG-13 film was a hit, both commercially and critically, which is wild but amazing.
I read that it was seen as one of the best January releases in a really long time, because every movie that comes out in January is horrible.
Yeah.
It's just like the way the movies are put out.
Because it's like first of all, it's after Oscar season, so you're not going to get the good movies
and
like
it's
that.
not the summer.
And it's not the summer, so you're not going to get the blockbusters.
All the garbage that the studios have left over that they want to throw out there. And M3GAN. Not
M3GAN, baby. So, yes, it made $176.8 million.
Million dollars
on a $12 million budget. That's mucho bucks.
Yeah, if you think about it, there's not that many like sets or anything. It's nothing crazy going on in
but
this
they
movie.
went to New Zealand, which is wild.
Right.
It has a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. I will say, though, if you look at the reviews,
they're all like, this is okay.
They're like tepid, yes.
Yeah.
Like yeah, we like it, which is wrong. M3GAN rocks.
No, it's good.
M3GAN is my Citizen Kane.
Okay.
All right, anyway.
Oh, man.
So the marketing was a huge success for the movie. So they had they weren't sure how they were going to approach the TikTok dancing. M3GAN TikTok dances before she murders.
Yes, one of the characters.
It's like a great moment because it's
like, where did this come from?
Iconic.
Why?
It's iconic. And so they were kind of not sure if they wanted to put it in the trailer or if they wanted to have it be a surprise.
And do a viral thing that way.
Uh-huh. Well, they, I think it was the director. He said that he was glad that he listened to the studio and put it in the trailer, because the trailer became this huge viral
before the movie
hit.
even came out.
Yeah. And there were people were dressing up as M3GAN and were trying to do
It was like when the guy, when all the boys were wearing the suits to Minions.
Exactly.
2, The Rise of Gru.
Right. And the TikTok dancing in the trailer went viral. M3GAN the doll is already a gay icon.
Yeah, I read that too.
Right? And despite it being early in award season, she was already been nominated for Best Villain at the MTV Movie and TV Awards. So watch out.
Yeah.
More might come. A sequel, M3GAN 2.0, has been announced, with most major players set to return, but no word yet on if M3GAN herself will reprise her role.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, because you're going to give us the summary, and it doesn't end good for M3GAN.
So for this summary, it's kind of a long summary.
I was just about to say, a lot happens.
A lot happens in M3GAN.
And it's also a science fiction movie. It's not just a horror.
So takes a little bit of explanation.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll get started. The film starts with a commercial for Perpetual Pets, furry dolls made by the high-tech toy company Funky with an I. Although crude and creepy looking, they are advertised as being perfect companions for children. 8-year-old Katie, played by Violet McGraw, is in the backseat of her parents' car with her perpetual pet Leroy, which was gifted to her by her aunt Gemma. They're on their way to a ski trip, and both of Katie's parents are killed in a car accident, and Katie survives. No word on Leroy. Katie is sent to live...
Yeah, I kind of wish Leroy would come back.
Maybe that's the next movie.
M3GAN 2.0.
Katie is sent to live with her Aunt Gemma, played by Allison Williams, who is her mom's sister and a roboticist at Funky.
Hold on, wait 1 second. Instead of M3GAN 2.0, it should be called Leroy, but with the E as the 3.
3-Roy.
Hold up, 3-Roy.
Gemma is covertly using the company's resources to develop M3GAN, which stands for Model 3 Generative Android.
I already forgot that it's an acronym.
Yes. And M3GAN is a child-sized humanoid robot doll powered by artificial intelligence designed to be the ultimate companion. Mm-hmm. During an unsuccessful test of M3GAN in their lab, Gemma's boss, David, played by Ronnie Chang, discovers the project and orders her to discontinue her work on it, and instead he wants another Perpetual Pets pitch.
I mean, I agree with him because they're spending, they said over $100,000 for
like,
what?
For M3GAN.
For M3GAN? for like an evil killer doll? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
At home, Gemma and Katie struggle to connect. Gemma has a home AI, which she calls Elsie, that she created, as well as other collectibles that she doesn't let Katie touch or play with. Gemma and Katie are visited by Lydia, a therapist, who tells Gemma that Katie's grandparents on her dad's side have offered to take custody, but Gemma declines, and she's like, no, I'll do it. I'm good.
Which is interesting.
Gemma is not the best decision maker in this movie. Give her to the grandparents. After promising to tend to Katie after finishing her work, Gemma realizes hours have passed, and she left Katie alone, so she apologizes and tries to bond with her again. Gemma shows Katie her workspace to show her a college project she made, a robot called Bruce that she controls using gloves. And he's like faceless, he's big, he's like
Bruce rocks.
He's almost like a what do they call those things?
Rock'em Sock'em Robot.
Yeah. Watching Katie with Bruce, Gemma is motivated to complete M3GAN. The prototype M3GAN is formally paired with Katie, and they put on an exhibition for David at Funky. So like they do like a Bluetooth kind of thing and connect the two of them. Upon linking with Katie, M3GAN, voiced by Jenna Davis, acted by Amy Donald, comes to life. She's capable of speech and responding to Katie, designed to be her best friend, and she sort of learns intuitively, and her behavior and demeanor changes throughout.
I never thought about it like they're Bluetooth connected.
That's kind of like, I think,
like
the
my
idea.
Dad is paired with the Tiki Tunes, aka the rock speakers.
Yes. That he
At summertime, their partnership is strong, playing Van Morrison into the night.
Yes, and the rock speakers know exactly what to play next.
Yep, Romeo and Juliet by Dire Straits.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
into the Rising album by Bruce Springsteen.
M3GAN draws on a piece of paper, but until she spills water on it, nothing appears. But when she does, it's a perfect portrait of Katie.
That was creepy.
And then, as a result, David is convinced of the project's potential for success and wants to fast-track development so that they can show the company's president and start to develop the dolls. They're trying to get this money.
That's right.
Gemma's colleagues, Tess and Cole, as well as the therapist Lydia, become concerned about Katie developing an unhealthy emotional attachment to M3GAN. Yeah, obviously. The next day, Katie is playing outside with a toy bow and arrow, and one of them ends up on her neighbor Celia's side of the fence.
Celia, man, she's mad.
When M3GAN goes to retrieve the arrow, Celia's dog grabs her by the arm and hair and also bites Katie's arm. You don't do that to M3GAN, and you don't do that to Katie, because bad stuff's gonna happen to you.
Also, this is how you know they don't live in New Jersey, because New
There's
Jersey.
just a hole in the fence.
Well, no, New Jersey's a one bite law for dogs.
Well, yeah, she didn't sue.
Well, she said it's on my property, so it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know where they live. I think it's like Seattle.
It's supposed to be Denver, remember?
Oh, yeah.
They're filming in Auckland.
Oh, I thought they said Seattle. I don't know,
that
whatever.
would make sense because it's like techie.
Whatever. Who cares? It's M3GAN.
We only care about M3GAN.
Later that night, M3GAN mimics Celia's voice to call out to Dewey, who's the dog, before violently pulling him through the hole in the fence. Fortunately, even in the unrated version, you don't see any more than that.
That's it.
Which we did watch the unrated version, by the way. Katie agrees to continue with the demonstration for Funky's president the next day, but she breaks down in tears to M3GAN about how much she misses her parents. So M3GAN records Katie discussing a memory of her mother that made her laugh and then sings a lullaby to her.
That was so sweet.
Yeah.
Ugh, M3GAN, misunderstood.
Love M3GAN. The president is impressed and talks to Gemma and David about getting M3GAN ready for launch, but he tells them to keep her under wraps to avoid leaks. This would be like a crazy thing if this came out. Like we're hearing about like the Boston Dynamics dog things.
Who?
You know those things? There's like the mechanical dogs that are like AI dogs.
Like that episode of Black Mirror?
Like the episode of Black Mirror, exactly. Yeah. And if this came out, people would be like, Twitter would go nuts. It would be the whole thing. Especially if it looked like M3GAN.
Yeah, M3GAN, she looks like a human.
Yeah. Meanwhile, David's disgruntled assistant, Kurt, is stealing M3GAN's files for another company. David's kind of mean to him, so he's doing his thing.
Was I supposed to know that?
Yeah, there's a whole scene about it.
Did not.
He's like typing, and then he slams the laptop shut, and then
I
he
thought
comes over.
M3GAN later on was like lying about it.
No.
She was like setting him up.
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, she was, but not in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gemma begins to see that Katie is becoming too dependent on M3GAN, as literally everyone predicted, and she starts to listen to the doll more than to Gemma.
Oh yeah, she like rolls her eyes and stuff.
Yeah. During another session with Lydia, Katie begins to tear up, and M3GAN threateningly accuses Lydia of making Katie cry. The quote was like, hold on, what was the quote? I put it on one of my best quotes. She goes, "You made Katie cry." And Lydia goes, "That was not my intention." And M3GAN goes, "And yet it happened."
Oh, M3GAN.
Well, Lydia's okay. Lydia's all right. She doesn't meet her end there. Gemma brings the previously homeschooled Katie to an outdoor activity session at an alternative school to try and ease her into the idea of being around other kids.
Oof.
Katie reluctantly goes, but persuades Gemma to allow her to bring M3GAN, which again is like the 40th consecutive bad choice by Gemma.
At that point, I said to you, I was like, I don't think Gemma's made one right choice.
Gemma agrees, but only if M3GAN is kept at the toy table with the other dolls. So it's like her, and it's like a big teddy bear, and like.
But like Gemma was told, like, don't let anyone know that M3GAN exists.
There's
and she's
M3GAN.
like, oh, bring her to the
Bring
school.
M3GAN in public, yeah. When Katie is paired with an older bully named Brandon for a scavenger hunt, Brandon hurts her, and M3GAN appears. Katie yells for Gemma and runs after M3GAN, which worries Gemma because it means M3GAN is at risk of public exposure. Not that Katie or Brandon are in trouble, but that.
Yeah, Gemma, all she had to do was look at M3GAN running like a dog on her like 4 legs, and she'd be like, "Uh-oh."
Oh boy, we got to turn this thing off. As Brandon tries to pull M3GAN's hair, she comes to life and attacks him, ripping off his ear and then chasing him on all fours down a hill where he's run over by a passing car.
Yeah.
Poor Brandon.
I mean, he was mean, but he didn't deserve that.
After police question Gemma at her house for the death of Brandon and the disappearance of Celia's dog, Katie asks M3GAN if she pushed Brandon into the road and if he's in a better place now. And she goes, I have that quote too.
She says, if there is a better place, it's not for boys like Brandon.
Katie goes, "Do you think what Aunt Gemma said was right, that he's in a better place now?" And M3GAN goes, "No, he's nowhere. If heaven exists, it wouldn't be for boys like Brandon, would it?"
Yeah. I was like, wait, M3GAN, am I obsessed with you?
But it gets better. She vows to protect Katie no matter what and breaks out into the song Titanium by David Guetta and Sia.
This was the moment that I was like, yep, this is the movie. This is the one.
Shortly thereafter, M3GAN pretends to be Celia's dog inside her garage and sprays Celia against the wall with a power washer before fatally spraying her face with insecticide.
Yep.
Brutal.
That comes back. Like, that was at the beginning when Celia asked Gemma if she wanted to use that.
Brutal. After learning of Celia's death from police, Gemma becomes suspicious of M3GAN and attempts to check her video logs, only to find the files corrupted or deleted. There's like one little file where she's like staring at Brandon, but and it cuts off, and then it says corrupted.
So scary.
Gemma powers M3GAN off and brings her to the lab where she, Tess, and Cole attempt to fix her. Katie becomes distraught when separated from M3GAN, and she ends up slapping Gemma, which Gemma needed to get slapped way earlier in this movie. Gemma apologizes for her inattentiveness and tells Katie that M3GAN is only a distraction that helps her cope with her loss and not a solution. After watching M3GAN with Katie, Funky's investors greenlight M3GAN's release. The night of the M3GAN launch, Gemma, Tess, and Cole decide to terminate M3GAN because of the obvious, blatant risk she poses. Tess and Cole attempt to shut down M3GAN while Gemma takes Katie home. However, M3GAN activates on her own and nearly hangs Cole. While Tess saves him, M3GAN causes an explosion in their lab and tries to exit the building. Before leaving, however, she finds David, does her iconic TikTok dance, and grabs a giant paper cutter to chase him. Like those things where it's like...
Oh, I know those.
Yeah, exactly. David makes it to the elevator, door opens, and he's impaled by the paper cutter. Blood splatters everywhere, all over his assistant, Kurt. M3GAN tells Kurt she will frame their deaths as a murder-suicide over the stolen files from earlier in the movie, and David's mistreatment of him before making Kurt stab himself in the throat. Another funny line there was when she was like, "Doesn't it? You just couldn't live with yourself after you murdered an innocent person." And he's like, "Oh no, I could live with myself." And it was like a little like he's trying to save his life, but M3GAN. As the crowd for the M3GAN launch finds the bodies in the elevator, M3GAN steals a car, which is like like a sports car, and drives back to Gemma's house. M3GAN confronts Gemma, adamant about taking over as Katie's sole parent. Gemma attempts to stop M3GAN, damaging and disfiguring her in the process, but M3GAN ultimately overpowers her. Katie saves Jenna using Bruce, the robot from earlier in the movie, to tear M3GAN apart, but M3GAN's top half remains active and attacks Katie again. Gemma exposes a processing chip in M3GAN's head, which Katie stabs with a screwdriver, destroying the M3GAN doll. However, As Gemma and Katie exit the home with the police, Gemma's AI home device, Elsie, turns on by itself, and a camera looks toward them. M3GAN.
It was just
Film.
Amazing.
Film.
I loved that movie.
It was good. It was fun.
Like, I loved it. I thought it was so great.
It's Chucky for Zoomers. That's what it is.
I'm in. All right, so let's see here. Let's start with the Allison Williams. So Allison Williams played Gemma, obviously, and I said Allison Williams, my nepo baby horror queen.
Yeah,
she really is.
She's a low key nepo baby because like Williams, you don't think, but it's Brian Williams.
Yes,
it's her dad.
Yes. So she got her big first role as one of the characters in the show Girls.
Yes.
Which
I didn't watch.
I mean, you're working with Lena Dunham. That's a horror movie in itself, I think. And so her feature film debut.
She also played Peter Pan in Peter Pan Live in 2014. She did.
Yep. And her feature film debut was Get Out.
Yes.
One of my favorite movies of all time. And then she was in a show, I think on Netflix, that was a horror show that she got really good reviews for. And then now.
Was she?
Yes. Yes, she was.
Okay, I believe you.
And then look it up.
I am. I'm on her thing right now.
I think it was a TV show.
I think you might be thinking of a movie.
No, maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, a movie, The Perfection.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then she was in M3GAN, and she's going to be in M3GAN 2.0. So, do you have a reason why she's...
She was also in the Series of Unfortunate Events show.
Oh, who was she?
She was Kit.
Don't know.
Kit Snicket. So she's related,
I guess, to
Lemony.
I like those books.
I didn't read them. I watched like
really
2 seasons of the show, and it was good, but it was kind of repetitive.
I didn't watch the show, but I read the books through.
And I didn't see the movie.
Number 10.
When was it Jim Carrey? I didn't see the movie.
My favorite one was The Wide Window, number 3. They were creepy.
I like the vibe of them. I would have liked them if I read them when I was a kid.
They're very creepy. And they're kind of meta. They're good. So why is Allison Williams an effective horror girl now?
It's interesting because this is a significantly different role from her Get Out role.
It is.
I did not see The Perfection yet. But I think that she's really good in these 2 movies because she's versatile.
Yeah.
Her character's not written incredibly well in this movie. She doesn't make any good choices. Like you would think broken clocks right twice a day.
Yeah.
No, not in this movie. Which I guess is sort of a horror thing. But in Get Out, she's very good at I don't want to tread on too many Get Out spoilers, but she's very good at she's very good at playing characters that are sort of pretty relatable and likable. Even though she was dumb in this movie, I thought, and she's pretty mean. She's not a very good person in this movie.
You still sympathize with her because she's been given this very difficult role and had to change her life.
And she's a woman in tech.
Yeah.
And all that, and extremely talented and smart, and dealing with Ronnie Chang, David, the boss. And she's doing all these crazy things. She's doing things that people have never done before. So she doesn't really know how to interact with people very well, outside of her assistants and all that. But and I think that Allison Williams, she still comes off human though.
Yeah.
You know. I think that in a worse actress, this role would have been terrible.
Yeah,
but she's great.
And I think
and same with Get Out. I think that could have been a really odd role for a worse actress.
Yes, and because she's so likable and relatable, later on in the movie, it's even more surprising what ends up happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very well done.
Yeah.
Well, Get Out's my gosh, a fave. Am I a horror girl?
No.
Oh. Because
But you like a lot of horror movies.
I like a lot of horror movies.
When are we watching Wrong Turn? That's when you're a horror girl. When you're getting into all the random
Rob Zombie.
Yeah, House of a Thousand Corpses.
Am I a goth?
I don't think so. No.
I wear a lot of black.
Yeah, that is true. Once the makeup starts getting black and smudgier, then...
That was back in 8th grade.
Right.
Okay. So I wrote here there was the perpetual pets, and then
yes,
they had knockoff fursies.
Perpetual Pets reminded me of I Think You Should Leave.
So funny. So
of the cigar thing.
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah. So obviously they're supposed to be Furbies,
Yeah.
right? So I wrote,
Furby talk. I'm so excited for this.
I said, the Perpetual Pets Furby talk makes it clear that the writers are millennials who have Furby horror stories.
Yeah.
They've survived Furbyhood.
Yeah, the Furb-pocalypse.
So Furbies, everybody knows who they are.
Everyone listening to this probably knows what they are.
They're like these little creature dolls that would not turn off.
They were supposed to be like pets, and you could feed them a like little thing, or you could like put, if you like touch their tongue, they'll make like noises. Yeah,
and
you could pet them, and they like go and they like light up.
It's kind of like our son.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
And so the whole thing though is they kind of turn into horror stories because they had these little beaks that would like hurt people's fingers.
Yes.
And
then like the batteries would dry up and they would like get all distorted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they also like wouldn't turn off.
Yeah.
So like people would like put Furbies in the bottom of their closet and like cover them with stuff to like muffle the noise. But like at 3 a.m. you'd hear like and you'd be like what? I never had a Furby, but I had cousins.
My
that
question
had
was
Furbies.
the question I wrote down was, did you ever have a Furby?
No, but I'm pretty sure Kate had one, and I think and Kyle had one.
I could see Kate being a Furby gal.
Oh, easy. So I think both sides of the first cousins had Furbies. So
Yeah.
I had a lot of Furby exposure.
Yeah.
But I think my parents knew better. They were like, "Yo, we're not messing around with this Furby.
Your dad was like, no,
It's not happening."
there's no chance.
So tell me about your Furbyization.
So I never had a Furby.
Yeah, you had.
But
This is so weird.
I had I thought it was a knockoff, but it's not a knockoff.
Yeah, this is really interesting. We like just discovered this.
It's called Shelby.
You said it. I was like, no, that's a knockoff.
So this is the second time I've been on the official Furby wiki.
It reminds me of, I just watched a documentary called The Pez Outlaw. And it's a guy who like, it's kind of nuts. He like went all over. He went to Austria to the Pez factory in Austria, and like he didn't steal Pez, but like he bought them for like 40 cents.
Yes.
Ones that didn't make it to the United States because the U.S. had a Pez factory.
And then he sold them in the U.S.
And so we would sell them in the U.S. for like crazy amounts.
You could do
of
that
money.
with like sodas, with like Cokes.
Well, he almost got them taken away from by Homeland Security, but the Pez U.S. people never filed a patent with the that group, the Homeland Security group or whatever. Right. I don't know if it was Homeland Security.
It's like the ATF or something.
Whatever.
Yeah.
As like you can't like we're the only distributors.
Yeah.
So he was able to bring them in, and he sold them for so much money. It didn't end well for him, but it was really interesting. But like they have Pez like conventions, Pez websites. It's like really nuts. I just think of all these niche things. Like when we watched Beanie Mania, another documentary. I love documentaries about like
random things, specific things.
Yes, very specific like subcultures.
Yeah.
And so
like King of Kong too.
King of Kong, which is about
video games. Specifically the record of Donkey Kong.
Yeah. And so I think about these niche things and how people are like obsessed with them.
Yep.
So clearly the Furby website was by someone obsessed with Furbies.
Yep. Furbies are supposed to be like cute and nice and all that. Like that was like their personalities.
Yeah.
Shelby was a version of Furby Friends that was made in 2001, discontinued in 2002. And there was a bunch of different variations. I think from looking at these, the one that looks familiar is I think I had the one that was called Toad. I'm not sure. I'm not confirmed. That's the one that rings a bell in my head. So Shelby, the appearance section on the Wikipedia, the Furby wiki page. Shelby somewhat resembles a Furby inside a clamshell, which it can open and close. Unlike some Furbies, Shelbys have no tail, instead having a fuzzy mane running down their back and flicking out the sides of their shell. Think of like a gremlin. Like these are sort of like come from gremlins, I feel like. It also has plastic antenna, or tennies as they're called, on top of its shell, which are used for communication with other Furbies and Shelbys.
I love it.
They enjoy wiggling their tennies around, and they can look left and right with their eyes. So, but the funny part to me was the personality section.
Yeah.
The Shelby has a somewhat cocky personality with a more vulgar attitude and upfront comments, unlike Furby and Furby babies. If Shelby is held upside down for about 1 minute, it can become angry and insulting, which would put it in a bad mood, often retreating back into its shell. If it is disturbed, it will open its shell up again and say, "How rude."
It's some Stephanie Tanner vibes.
If Shelby is fed during its bad mood, it will either say the food is yucky or it has horrible indigestion followed by a long burp. Many of Shelby's phrases, such as "shiver me timbers," "arg," and "walk the plank," are pirate-like for some reason. And Shelby also says, "Shelby, that's me," and "fee-da-doo," and "bah humbug."
Fee-da-doo.
So I had that weird thing. I don't know where it is. I don't know when I got rid of it. I don't know what happened to it. I have nothing to say about Shelby. I have no comments about Shelby.
Shelby, like, was yours a boy or a girl?
I don't know.
I feel like your Shelby's just like out there somewhere looking for you. You better watch out. M3GAN 2.0 is about the return of Shelby.
Yeah, or it's like in a pile of books somewhere in this house.
Oh my god, I'm like scared. Not our house.
Shelby.
It's like in the walls.
Yeah, I've like accidentally it's like hopped into my bags everywhere I've moved.
That is so creepy. It's like waiting for its moment.
You're just gonna hear "fee-da-doo."
It's just like fee-da-doo. You'd be like, what?
That's what.
Like my grandma like accidentally like put a video to the moving picture frame, you know, like one of those like digital ones, and she didn't realize that the volume was up on the thing, so like she thought that there were voices in the TV but the TV wasn't on, so she was like confused.
It was Shelby.
It was Shelby. Fee-da-doo.
Oh,
it's like literally 4 a.m. in July. Bah humbug.
Christmas in July.
Oh my god. Okay. So actually, speaking of perpetual pets and like the must-have toys like M3GAN, what was a toy that maybe a toy commercial or just like a toy as a kid that like you needed it? Like you needed it.
From the commercial?
Yeah, let's start with from the commercial, and then we can always expand outward if we need to.
So when I received this question, I did it based on the commercials. So I didn't actually get this one, but I just always remember the Bratz commercials.
Bratz.
Yeah. They were great.
Oh yeah. Bratz.
The Bratz commercials were awesome.
Kaylee had a Bratz doll. I was a little too old.
What about Bop It?
Bop
Twist it.
Twist it.
Pull it.
Pull it. Yeah, I
didn't have one of those. I think my cousin did.
Boppets are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like those.
And Sock'em Boppers were the other
Sock'em Boppers, more fun than
a pillow
fight.
Yeah. Yep. I did have I had Sock'em swords. So I had swords.
That's pretty cool.
Not the boxing
Sock'em
gloves.
Boppers were
for violent children.
They were boyish.
Yeah,
I wasn't into that.
That's why I had it for violent children.
How about moon shoes? Remember those?
No.
They were like bouncy shoes.
No, I don't remember. I remember Heelys, but I don't remember the moon
Heelys.
shoes.
Yeah, Heelys caused a lot of accidents. Oh my god. Okay, any other ones?
Those were the 3 that I wrote down.
I really liked the commercial. I really wanted a baby born.
I remember the commercial, but I was like
you had to change. I never got it, obviously, because I never changed any diapers until I had a baby.
Yeah.
But, like baby born, you would like change her diaper and like you would feed her, and it was crazy. Like baby born. And then so it's not for
did you have to get up and put it back to sleep every 2 hours in the middle of the night?
No, thank goodness. That was the Furby.
Yeah, exactly. Shelby was waking up every 2 hours going bah humbug.
Fee-da-doo. And then there was a commercial that I know all the words to. You know what commercial I knew all the words to.
Peyton Manning commercial?
Yeah, so it kind of reminded me of M3GAN, but it was actually for Gatorade. It's Peyton Manning, your very own action toy, personal quarterback. He's all yours. And they take a break and they drink Gatorade and they go back in the game, fully hydrated, playing all day. Yeah. So imagine you get Peyton Manning, your very own action toy.
Yeah.
It's a personal quarterback.
There you go.
He's all yours.
Yep.
So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, those are good ones.
As far as like toys I needed, I sent you a commercial the other day for the password journal.
Yes.
I needed that, but
I didn't
my sister just broke it open.
I didn't really get toys like that. I didn't really get like trendy toys.
I did.
I got Sock'em swords.
I also
and
remember...
Shelby.
Knockoff Furby.
Not a knockoff. Not a knockoff. It's Furby Friends line.
Lasted 1 year. Like the timing's
honestly, probably less than
of
a year.
The timing's kind of like sad.
2001 and 2002.
Yeah.
Shelby.
We gotta keep things happy.
Shelby's a problem as a product of a certain era.
Like after a certain event, they were just like, we need to keep things like happy.
Oh my god!
We gotta get rid of the Shelby line.
Oh no!
I was really into Lisa Frank stuff. Do you know Lisa Frank?
Yeah, of course. I didn't have any of that stuff, but because I had a brother, I didn't have any. There were no girls in my family or anything.
Yeah, I really loved Beanie Babies. We thought they were gonna be worth a lot of money, like collectibles.
Yeah.
My favorites included Fuzzy, who was a bear, and I made him overalls. And then I loved Aaron.
Fuzzy Wuzzy?
No, just Fuzzy.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear too.
Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair though.
That's the difference.
Fuzzy had no hair by the time I was because I had
boy.
him so much. I loved him on him too much, and he just got gross.
It's like the blanket situation.
It's right. I had a baby blanket that
Good Lord.
literally became nothing.
Good
My comfort item. It was like tiny little.
Linus vibes.
Very much. I really liked the Aaron doll that had a little 4-leaf clover kind of vibe, shamrock on her. The Princess Diana one I had, that I thought was going to be my ticket to college, That
it was going to be like a good value later on.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars I thought it was going to be worth.
How much was it?
I don't know. We donated it eventually.
Oh, donated it. Oh my god.
You know what? I might
put this kid through college.
still have it. Pop made me a treasure chest.
We got to put this kid through college. You got to find the Princess Diana
I might
doll.
have Princess Diana one. And it had this really sad poem. It was really sad. Yeah, so those are my Beanie Babies I really liked.
Yeah. The Princess Diana one was a Beanie Baby?
Yeah.
Oh,
she was a bear. A purple bear with a purple rose. She was beautiful. I love Princess Di.
She lived her life like a candle in the wind.
That's right. So great. I'm trying to think of what other toys I had. I had a lot of books. Are they toys?
I had a lot of action figures and cars.
Yeah, that's good.
I had Star Wars action figures and the plastic wrestlers. I had a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
My cousin James and I have some VHSs of us playing with the wrestlers.
That's fine.
That I gotta find. I gotta find those.
That's fine.
He actually asked me to find them a long time ago. I gotta.
You gotta try.
Next time I'm home, I gotta do that.
Search.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I would make stuff. I was pretty creative. I would write books and hand make the books.
You would write your Harry Potter schedule.
I wrote my Harry Potter schedule in my Harry Potter notebook. Yeah. Yep. I did do that a lot.
Yeah. I did when I got a little bit older, not that old. This is gonna be weird. I would play a sports video game and I would write all my stats down.
That's cute.
I wanted to be a sports journalist.
Aw.
So that was I didn't have toys, but I was doing stuff like that.
Yeah. We were nerds.
Yeah. I wasn't going out and doing stuff with my friends that I shouldn't have been doing.
Yeah, you were busy writing stats down.
Yes. I was writing my how many home runs Jason Giambi hit with the 2004 Yankees.
Totally. Yeah, that's good. The last thing that I did that I remember was I made popsicle stick people with yarn.
Okay. Great.
That's all.
All right.
All right, what else do I have? Let me see.
Wait, what do you think about Katie's alternative school?
No comment. What do you think about Katie's alternative school?
I'm not the teacher, so.
Listen, I mean, a lot of people find...
Bless their hearts, that kind of thing.
A lot of people find benefits and, great experiences through many different forms.
Yes.
Me personally, nobody cares about my opinion.
Right.
So I'm not going to give it.
Fair.
Also, a child died in the one scene at the school.
So not good.
Not the best track record. But, well, more power to you, I guess. I also said here, the looks that M3GAN gives are very spot on Mean Girl.
Like the side eye stuff.
Oh, it's
very,
so good.
Very Regina George.
Mm-hmm, exactly. And somehow she still gives helicopter mom energy. I love it. M3GAN's just such a good character. I said here, M3GAN singing Titanium is iconic. Very reminiscent of Pitch Perfect, too, which is great. What other song should M3GAN have in her repertoire?
I feel like she should do Rolling in the Deep.
That's pretty
I feel like
good.
she's got to do one that matches an incredible song. Sia is good, but somebody who has that next level type of voice. I want to hear it from M3GAN.
Yeah, I like that.
I want to hear that.
I think it should be all like mid 2010s female songstresses inspirational songs.
So like you like Roar by Katy Perry.
Roar by Katy Perry.
Yes.
Brave by Sarah Bareilles. I wanna see you be brave.
Yeah.
And wait. The song of all songs for people that need to get through something. This is my fight song.
Was it Take Back My Life song or something like that?
Yeah. Rachel Platten, I think, sang it. It's a must.
Wasn't there a Beyonce song that was similar to those in that era? Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not a Beyonce aficionado.
I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Okay. Maybe I'll add one of her songs to the list.
Yeah. I think those are really good. So like anything that you would hear in like a ShopRite.
Anything that is a contemporary song that like middle school choirs can perform.
That people will sing on the latest seasons of American Idol.
Right.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. People that like when they tell their story on The Voice, that's the song that plays in the background.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's like Take Back My Life song. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at some Beyonce stuff real quick. Do you have any others?
I mean, I only thought of those 3.
Okay. Those are good ones.
I feel like how many songs does M3GAN have? I guess a lot.
M3GAN has like a couple.
She has 3 in the movie, and 2 of them I think are like
OG originals.
Yeah. Like M3GAN copyright.
Titanium is the main event.
I busted out laughing. I thought that was the funniest thing.
And it's the way that it's presented in the movie. It's like dead serious.
Oh, it's
she's putting Katie to sleep.
It is the most like earnest thing, which I know the filmmakers aren't doing it that way, but M3GAN performs it as if it's like, I'm here for you.
You know, but that's what's great about it. It's the perfect song because her entire mission is to protect Katie. The entire song, like if you look at those lyrics, if you listen to the song without any other context, you're like, this is a really meaningful song that I would sing to somebody who I'm going to protect, like Titanium.
Yeah.
But obviously she's an AI, so she doesn't have the context of like, this is like, you hear the song 15 times a day if you walk outside. Like she doesn't get that part of it, which is funny, not having that disconnect between humans and AI in that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like, well, she probably found it in her like algorithm or whatever and was like, oh, everyone loves this song. This has how many plays on YouTube. Like there's definitely like a little back set there why she chose that song in particular. And it's perfect.
It's so good. I love it. Yeah, so M3GAN is basically like my queen, but she does give some creepy qualities off.
Yes.
So who is a creepy kid in a movie that you like, that you're like, oh, it's my favorite creepy kid?
My favorite creepy kid? I didn't get this one beforehand.
I can give you mine.
Well, are you going to say like Haley Joel Osment in Sixth Sense?
That was my person.
He's the first creepy kid that comes to my head that I like.
What about young Sheldon?
Listen, young Sheldon gets a lot of crap. From us, too.
Not really. I like young Sheldon because I liked Ziggy from Big Little Lies.
Yeah. But we've talked crap about young Sheldon on this podcast.
I'm not. No, I'm being nice to him.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, listen.
By saying who's your favorite creepy kid that you like.
Well, Ziggy and Big Little Lies is creepy.
He is a little creepy. What about Damien?
I like him.
You like him?
I like him. From The Omen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him. Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna say? He's the devil incarnate. What do you do? Isn't it funny how in like the sequels, there's like 5 Omen movies, he like becomes the president and stuff.
Interesting.
Well, okay. Yeah, no, I don't have all that many like kids that are in my head.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What about that big baby from Rugrats?
Oh, the big baby from Rugrats is scary. Yeah, he is. What about the big creepy baby doll from Toy Story?
Yeah.
Also creepy.
He is creepy.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like creepy kid is like a trope, but I can't really think of any.
Yeah. I mean, any like horror movie.
Yeah, but I guess I don't watch that many. Well, what's her name? Regan from The Exorcist.
Yeah, she's creepy.
I mean, it's not really her that's creepy, but it's the other part about them. Oh, Wednesday Addams is good.
Oh, she's great. What about Beetlejuice? Kid at heart. Hey, toots.
Hey there, babe. Well, I would say that Lydia's not exactly the... She's a little creepy.
At what point does it turn from like creepy kid to creepy young adult, though? You know, there's an age limit.
She's closer to young adult, I would have to say. Yeah, I don't know.
I think we came up with a lot of good options.
Yeah.
What about the Shining kids, the girls?
Oh, I don't like them.
And the kid.
I don't like the twins.
The twins? They
I don't
didn't do
like
nothing.
them.
They
but
just
I
got
don't
murdered.
like them in that movie.
What about the son? He's
creepy. He's got The Shining though, so I mean, of course he's creepy.
I forget about that.
What?
Like that whole thing.
The Shining.
Yeah. What is that again?
Apparently, it's better explained in the book.
He like sees stuff.
It's like a ESP kind of thing. He connects mentally with the guy who's the who calls and is like, I think there's something going on up there.
Yeah, I loved him.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, creepy kid that is, I don't know if I like her, but I like the actress. Claudia, played by Kirsten Dunst in Interview with the Vampire.
Yeah, she's creepy.
Very creepy.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So that's
is she a kid? She's been around for 5,000 years.
She's like 400 years old at the time, but she looks like a kid.
Yeah, that counts.
Yeah.
All right, these are all really good. What about Honey Boo Boo?
Don't like. Sorry.
Okay. My last thing, I thought about it and I was like, this is genius. It's called M3GAN, so that the Google search always brings up the movie with the M3GAN.
Yeah, that is smart. That's like all the people in the phone book being like AAA laundry.
It's like the band Churches.
Yes.
That's how I first learned about alternative spelling, so that you pop up first in Google searches.
Yeah, so Churches, the band, they're like an indie band. They spell it CHVRCHES, so that when you type in their name, they come up and not Churches.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's no doubt in my mind it in part had to have been.
I'm sure that helped because they were clearly going for hits and clicks and stuff with the TikTok dance and all that stuff. So that was clearly a part of this for sure.
And it's part of my love for M3GAN, the M3GAN doll.
Yeah.
I love the M3GAN doll.
M3GAN's great.
M3GAN's great.
What are your favorite Android movies and TV? Did you think about this? Because I told you.
A little bit. I mean, obviously, Ex Machina is big.
Yeah.
And then E.T.'s not an Android.
No.
I was like, E.T.
AI is, I think. I haven't seen
I never saw that. I barely even saw E.T.
I wrote that the ones that I haven't seen that I was looking up were iRobot, AI, RoboCop in 2001.
I saw none of those.
Yeah. But I also have a whole bunch. I just have a whole list here. You got Alien and Aliens because there's
what about
like the
Her?
Android. Her, I have here. I wrote Her with a question mark because there's no like bodily form.
Doesn't
Of
matter.
her. I guess I don't know if there is in 2001 either. I just
know
know the
it's
voice.
Hal.
I just know the voice. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's like got this red dot or something.
Yeah. Austin Powers has androids.
Okay, I don't.
They're
we don't need
they're
to
like
do
all
that.
the women that
I'm
that
sure.
are like in love with him.
Yeah,
and they
I'm
all
sure.
turn out to be like robots that are trying to kill him.
Sure.
Blade Runner is one of them.
Who?
Blade Runner,
Who's that? Wesley Snipes?
the film.
Yeah, who's that?
Harrison Ford.
Oh, right. I was thinking Blade.
Blade. Those are vampires. That's not androids. Marvel movie.
Really?
Blade. Yeah. It's there's a Blade coming out with Mahershala
It
Ali.
is Wesley Snipes, right?
Huh?
Wesley Snipes was Blade.
Yeah, and there's a Blade coming out with Mahershala Ali.
Okay.
It was originally supposed to be rated R, but I don't think it's going to be anymore.
Interesting. I'm not really. Okay, fine.
The Mitchells versus the Machines.
Oh, yeah, that's good. With those two guys, they're so funny.
Star Wars has some.
Star Wars is
R2D2,
boring. I'm
C3PO.
so sorry.
The Terminator is an iconic one.
Sure.
The World's End.
Yeah,
Was
that's
Android
good. That's
related.
a little spoiler.
Yeah. And I also wrote, this is a smaller movie, but we just watched it. This feels like kind of the sister movie to After Yang for me.
I was going to say After Yang. Yeah.
After Yang is a movie that came out at Sundance last year, 2022. 2021 was already 2 years ago. Oh my God. And it's about this family who has an android and he dies or he turns off and there's a problem. And Colin Farrell is the dad. And it's for the daughter, and Colin Farrell is like going around trying to get the android fixed, and like that's sort of the plot of the movie. And it feels like this is like the that's heads, this is tails. You know,
I kind of like that
because in that one the android is really sort of genial and
benevolent,
and there's the whole moral issue of like, what are we doing here with the subservient android? But M3GAN's the opposite. M3GAN's like, listen, I'm Yang, but I'm Yin. I'm on the other end.
Yeah.
I'm going nuts.
Yeah.
I'm killing David. But I still want, but both of their objectives are to protect their
person.
the young girls in the two movies. After Yang has a completely different tone from this movie.
Yeah. After Yang is very
thoughtful and
boring,
meditative. I really liked it. But yeah, so I found
Haley
that
the Richardson's in it.
She is.
Love her.
Yeah, White Lotus season 2 gang.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so those are the ones that I came up with, and Westworld is a TV version, obviously.
Oh yeah, Westworld.
Yeah, I watched the first 2 seasons of that and kind of stopped.
I love James Marsden.
Yeah, Evan Rachel Wood is really good.
She's a good actress.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a lot of good ones there. What else do I?
Yeah,
got?
a lot of ones I didn't even think of.
Yeah. Are we yay or nay on AI in general?
It's hard to say.
It's a pretty timely thing because like ChatGPT is getting really huge.
Ugh, yeah.
And like people are using it for school and work and all that stuff and art and things like that.
I think I'm nay.
I think I'm nay too, but I think it's going to become more prevalent. I think we're going to get more AI.
Like we don't have an Alexa.
No.
We don't really do any AI stuff.
We probably do.
But don't realize.
Yeah. Like I have Google Assistant on my phone. Like Siri is AI.
I don't use Siri though.
But it still like picks up on your like it listens to you.
Yeah, that's true. I'm like, what?
There is we do use AI and like sort of passively.
Do you know what I used AI for? Was hey Siri, don't actually do this. What's this song?
Like Shazam.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Is that AI?
Yeah. AI also Allen Iverson.
I like him.
Philly legend.
That's right.
Yeah.
I am a fan of that AI.
I'm yay
on Allen Iverson.
At least on the court. I feel like he was not good off the court.
No, I liked him.
He was a Philly guy, so
yeah. So what's wrong?
He's probably bad off the court.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah. So I don't know about AI.
I don't trust it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna become a homesteader.
Yeah, exactly.
Like start pickling vegetables.
ChatGPT gets a body. If you put ChatGPT in M3GAN, I'm out.
Oh God, Lord help me.
I'm out. I've had enough. So this movie is really about the connection that parents make with their children or lack thereof.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sort of a response to sort of iPad parents, which Gemma is. She literally gives her tablet in this movie.
She says, "I don't care about your screen time.
Yeah,
go for it."
What are our thoughts on iPads? Like the concept of like technology and children.
I think that it can be used in a wonderful way, and I also think it can be used in a detrimental way. I have seen in the past students that are very in tune with their technological sides, and occasionally it can affect their ability to concentrate on tasks that are not connected to the technology. Does it happen very often? Honestly, less than you would think, because most kids are able to adapt and to make it work in a classroom setting without that. But you do run the risk of focus
lack of attention span.
I've seen that in myself.
Me too. Oh, 100%. That's what I'm saying. Like, because I know that there's a lot of our wave of parents that are just sort of like maybe a little bit older than us, like Gen X.
Yeah.
That will just sort of push the kid off with the iPad at a restaurant or something like that.
Yeah.
That's like the common thing that people think of.
And listen, I get it.
Of course. I'm not going to say that I'll never do it. We're going to try not to do stuff like that just because I don't think it's healthy.
We don't do that right now.
No, but the TV's on constantly. Just because we have
watch
TV on.
TV,
It's not like we have like Miss Rachel or Bluey on constantly.
No.
It's stuff that's way less appropriate for our baby. Yeah, no. So I don't know. I feel like it's a tough thing for me because I want to say like, no, I'll never do that. I'll never have the kid have this in public or anything like that, or not to use the screen a ton. But like I used my screens a ton when I was a kid. I played so many video games.
I didn't.
I use my phone constantly. And is it great for me? No. But it's going to be hard for me to sit there and be like, no, you can't do that.
I'm definitely going to try to curb my
I
phone
think that's
usage
fair.
as the baby gets older.
Yeah.
Because I want to mimic
Set a
like
good
him
example.
to mimic good behaviors with like I'll read when you're waiting at a doctor's office or whatever.
It is easy to say this though. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like,
it's so easy to say it.
Like this is something to strive for, of course, but it's like I'm going to understand those parents when I'm in that situation when he's old enough to.
Oh yeah. But I will say this: we take our baby a lot of different places, and we try to not do it now, and he's adapting pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, he's young, but like we go to restaurants and we're like, we could put Miss Rachel on the phone and play it for him, and he would sit there and love it. But we don't do that yet.
He's a good boy, though.
He's a good boy. Aw. Not that kids that like iPads are bad.
No. But I'm just saying, like, he is, you know, very easygoing, and
you just give him his puffs and his Cheetos.
Good personality,
or Cheerios, not Cheetos.
Cheetos. Okay, we're gonna get
spicy hot Cheetos.
Yeah.
No Cheetos.
I think that's all my questions.
Great.
But we could talk about like favorite scene, favorite quote. So I named the 2 quotes.
Yeah, the quotes you got.
There's 2 other ones. One of them is when Gemma is like talking to Megan, and she goes, "Megan, you killed people," and Megan goes, "Oh, big whoop." And then the other one is David, when he was talking to Gemma or the president, I forgot who, and he goes, "Imagine what Megan can do for all the kids of the world, even the ones that don't have dead parents." It's like, David.
I know, just lack of compassion, which is a very big theme in the.
Oh yeah,
like
by the adults.
By the adults, yeah, it's really interesting.
Celia, the neighbor, the whole thing. The only person with any real like compassion is the therapist.
Yep.
And best scene, I wrote the titanium scene, of course.
Yeah.
The dancing / when she's stalking David with the paper cutter, but also I liked the Brandon scene because
it was wild.
Because you really get a look at Megan's process. You sort of go into the mind of a Megan. And I also like the part where she said, "This is the part where you run."
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. We watched the unrated version, so there was a little bit more
gore.
A
lot more.
The Brandon scene with the ear, that gave me kind of Cronenberg body horror vibes.
Yeah. Especially because we just watched The Fly.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was a little bit of an inspiration there. My guess is that part wasn't in the PG-13 version, because that was like...
You don't see... It happens, but you don't see it. Allison Williams said... She was asked like what the craziest part of the movie was, and she said, "A kid dies in this movie, but that's not the craziest part of the movie. The craziest part of the movie, and the one that disgusted her the most, was when she was spraying Celia with the insecticide, and like her face was peeling off."
Again, it's very Cronenberg-y. Yeah.
So those are some of the great quotes and some of the great scenes. So that's what I've got there. Let's check my comments here. Yep, Chucky for Zoomers. I wrote Gemma is girl boss vibes. I said, okay, the second the lights flickered and Megan said, "Let her go." So I guess Gemma grabbed Katie. I said, the second the lights flickered and Megan said, "Let her go," she is out. To the scrap heap, Mego. That's it. That would have been it right there. Bye. The next one, I don't think coincidentally, I wrote, Gemma is the dumbest human being on the planet.
Oh, God, Gemma.
When we first met Brandon, you said, "This kid is going to be a future serial killer of America." And I turned to you and I said, "He's not going to be a future anything."
Then you were right.
I was right. I said, "This thing is a prototype and it's already killed a dog and a kid. Pack it in, Gemma, please." Shout out Pitch Perfect for Titanium. Okay, seriously, third killing, Megan has to go. I wrote, these characters have never seen a Child's Play movie. Just melt her. I wrote that, but then I found out that she's made of silicone, and it's extremely hard to burn her free silicone.
There you go.
So that's smart. They've clearly seen the Child's Play movies, because I think at the end of the third one it gets melted.
There you go.
And then he gets put back together in the next, like, it's like the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then I wrote, shout out Bruce.
Yeah.
The robot.
Go Bruce.
Let's see. I didn't do an Ebert review, but I did Variety, because I read a few reviews and I was like, this one. I like Owen Gleiberman, so a little bit here. He definitely liked it, and he said, if Megan had a whisper of subtlety, it would tease the issue of whether Megan had a mind of her own. But the movie shows you from the outset that she most assuredly does. With her awesome encyclopedic knowledge of everything, combined with her ability to respond to you like a surrogate parent, a soulful bestie, a self-actualizing therapist, a conspiratorial mean girl, or a musical songbird who, if you're down, will serenade you with a soft rock rendition of Titanium, Megan is like HAL 9000 meets a Lost Olsen sister meets Chucky. Movies, and then later on he says, this is what I was talking about earlier. Movies released during the first week of January tend to share a quality of utter disposability, but Megan almost feels like it could be a cult film, the sort of thriller that generates a small but devoted following and maybe a sequel or two. You don't have to take the movie seriously to enjoy it as a high-kitsch cautionary tale for an age when technology, especially for kids, is becoming the new companionship. Gemma takes custody of the newly orphaned girl And while she seems utterly adrift about what someone Katie's age might need, like, say, a bedtime story, her failure as a caretaker is part of the film's satirical design. M3GAN takes place in a world, ours, where parents, bemoaning how much screen time they allow their children, give into the impulse anyway because it feels both easy and inevitable. The film says that we're already letting computer technology raise our kids. M3GAN, the willowy programmed companion who always says the perfect thing, becomes the logical culmination of that trend.
Yeah.
This is sort of exactly what we were just talking about.
He's totally right. Like with M3GAN, the girls that get it. And the girls that don't. Like,
Yeah.
if you get it, you get it.
Yep.
And boy, did I get it. I loved M3GAN.
M3GAN had a fair amount of trivia, too.
Queen.
So, actors dressed as M3GAN, as you sort of talked about. It wasn't no, you were talking about the people going to the theater. This was actors dressed as M3GAN who they showed up to the LA Rams LA Chargers NFL game on Sunday, January 1st, 2023 to promote the film and did a dance during halftime.
You can't beat it.
That's awesome. M3GAN's voice is modeled, this is for me more than you, is in part from another famous artificial intelligence gone rogue, GLaDOS from the video game Portal in 2007, which was a very popular like indie game.
Really? Portal?
Yeah, Portal. Very, very popular. Many people listening to this probably know about Portal.
Many people.
Yep. This is most notable during the scenes when M3GAN's voice is auto-tuned in order to sound glitchy.
Oh.
M3GAN making plans that work short-term but fall apart later, such as murdering Brandon or planning to render Gemma a quadriplegic, reflect that she's still functionally a child who's learning.
Yeah.
While she's incredibly intelligent, Gemma provided her functionally zero support or direction and just expected her to figure things out on her own, much like an absentee parent.
Wow.
That's the thing about the so here's Allison Williams talking about the pressure washer. She said, even though I know how it works behind the scenes and I watch all the tests they did with the special effects makeup, I still get sick to my stomach when I see it. It just grosses me out.
It's so gross.
Also, several sequences make references and homages to Child's Play. Homages, not homages. Several of the focus shots on Katie are inspired directly by frames of Andy, who's the kid in Child's Play. And even the battle between Gemma and M3GAN is inspired by the final climax of Child's Play, where Karen Barkley, who is Andy's mom, confronts Chucky, and they get into like a fight. Chucky freaked me out when I was a kid.
He's scary.
But then I watched Child's Play 2 in Spanish, and I realized that it's actually supposed to be like kind of funny. The first one's a legit horror.
Yeah,
movie.
then it's supposed to be funny.
Yeah, he has got one-liners. It's like this. Like M3GAN reminds me so much of Chucky, but it's got less of that. Like it's a polished Chucky. It's a 2020s Chucky where it's like it's trending and like Chucky is dirty. Chucky's muddy.
Yeah,
those movies are muddy and gross. And this is a more dolled up version of that. No pun intended. But it's definitely in that vein. I think that's all I've got for my discussion and my trivia.
I do think that I love my horror to have comedy in it.
Yeah.
That's why I Get Out,
Yeah.
Scream.
Yeah.
Even like a Rosemary's Baby.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
I just, when I am
But you like The Exorcist. There's some other really good. You like The Shining.
I do, but in a different way. Like those are more psychological thrilleries for me.
The Exorcist? The movie that people were like throwing up and running out of theaters for?
That was the 70s. Like, come on. Nowadays, it's still very disturbing, but again, it's a psychological horror. That's in a different box.
Okay.
My go-to box is more the
M3GAN.
The one-liners, the TikTok dance before she grabs the paper cutter.
I think you would like. I think you would like some
joking?
of the Chucky movies.
I'm sure I would.
The later ones are like literally like joke movies.
I'm sure I would like them. I do find a little bit of a like cringiness to laughing at horror movies.
Yeah.
I think that is a little, but they sometimes when you pull humor from not funny places, it hits harder.
Yeah, and
like
also,
if you have like a prestige drama and there's like a actual funny line in it, the audience like cracks up.
Yeah.
When in like a comedy, that same line wouldn't get as much of a reaction. Do you know what I mean?
right. Maybe Funny People would have been funnier if it wasn't called Funny People.
Oh God, I gotta rewatch that. I guess.
I guess. So does the ultimate question? Does M3GAN make Baby's First Watch List?
I mean, yeah, it's PG-13. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. The unrated version a little bit later.
Exactly.
Oh, there goes my tablet.
Megan wasn't happy.
Yes, Megan's in here. She said, unrated version now. Okay, so any takeaways?
Oh, I forgot about them.
Really?
My takeaway is be careful with androids named Megan.
I wrote something similar. I said, I don't know what AI is going to look like in the future, and this might be a boomer moment, but with all the technological cautionary tales out there like this, Black Mirror, the whole thing. There's a Westworld. Name one. There's 50 of them. Just be careful with how much you rely on technology.
It's good stuff. Yeah.
Because it's not Rosie from the Jetsons anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I think my other one is that kids are resilient.
Not Brandon.
No, but Katie.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. Like, Katie
Adaptable.
has been through so much, and she's still... And kids are smart. Like, she still was able to understand that Megan was not it at the end.
Eventually.
Mm-hmm.
She got there. She came
got
around.
there.
She came around because she literally saw her trying to kill Gemma.
I mean, listen, that helped.
Yeah, so that's 2022/2023's Megan.
Megan.
There it is. Any other comments?
Can't wait for Megan 2.0, baby.
Yes.
I'm going to see it in theaters. You better
That'll be
believe
the
it.
first one we do straight from theaters.
Day one, premiere.
I think it's coming out in 2025, so we got
We're
quite
ready.
a
We're
few
ready.
episodes before then. But yeah, so that was Megan. Next week, we're following this classic up with another movie considered one of the greatest of all time.
It is?
1958's Vertigo. Alfred Hitchcock directs Jimmy Stewart and Kim Novak, and it's going to be great.
My God, what a cast.
It's supposed to be like a little psychological thing in itself. Will it be as affecting as Megan? I'm not sure. To be determined because neither of us have seen it.
What will be, though?
It
Let's
is.
be honest.
I would say it's a long shot to be better than Megan.
One of the best movies of all time. Yeah. Probably not going to get there.
Yeah, and then after that, we figured out what we're going to do for Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron's mom's going to be on.
Yep.
And we're going to do Mamma Mia.
Yes.
For our the episode after next week. So we'll talk about that more next week. I'll probably just say the same thing again. But yeah, so that's that, and that's Megan. And
this is a good episode.
Yeah, we'll see you later.
Bye.
Megan doesn't talk like that.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm gonna
Bye.
bye. Wait, no, I'm gonna be beep-a-do.
Beep-a-do.